The day is Saturday, 27th of September, 2025. Let's do the crossword. Okay, thin underlayer. Let's see if I can find some gimmies, as I always tend to say. Actress with a dual role in The Parent Trap, that would be Lindsay Lohan. Great, I'm glad I was able to get that off the bat. Thin underlayer, not too sure. Puts in a protected place. That one's a bit too long for me to get a handle on at this point. Parent whose child is taking steps to improve. Ship-to-ship communication. Darby, not too sure. The first musketeer alphabetically. So that would be Aramis, I think. So we've got Aramis, Athos, Porthos. I think that's them, right? The three. Or were there four? Not sure. Athos? Anyway, Aramis is certainly the one because it fits. Mean Girls writer, that would be Tina Fey. A lot of Lindsay Lohan happening in this Saturday. Comment often made with an eye roll. Huh. A word beginning with A ending in F? That's tricky. Can't think of what that could be. There could be a rebus somewhere in here. Let's see. I'm pretty content with Aramis and Fey, so I will leave those for now at least. Let's keep exploring. This makes me mad. Ugh, perhaps. Or arg? Could be something along those lines. I'll keep that in my back pocket for now. Showing tough love, say? How, what does that even mean? Like hitting? Not too sure what tough love really means, to be honest. I don't think it's love if you're being too tough. Firewood choice or its destiny. So ash, I believe, is a type of tree and is what happens to firewood after it's been burned through. Commit a library taboo. Speak, perhaps? You don't speak. Or no, because paratha flour is, atta, I believe is what it's called. So it wouldn't be speak, but I think something along those lines of making a noise in the library. That's certainly taboo. African capital whose name translates to ants. Goodness, Abuja? Abuja fits. I mean, it could be that. Let's see. I'll leave it in for now. Alternative to crib, classic rock, rub the wrong way, lax. Not too sure. Backbiter. Think of like molars, right? But obviously, if it ends in A, then it's not going to be that. They arose from Ra's tears, according to the Egyptian mythology. Now, what arises? Like, is it the no? I mean, it wouldn't be the Nile. That was my first thought. But the Nile wouldn't be referred to as they. I don't think. There's a blue Nile, the white Nile, etc. But I don't think, because then it would need to be plural. They arose. So whatever it is, there's a plural form there. Mash at a luau. I think, what is that called? Poi? Poi, I believe, is a Hawaiian dish that could be mashed, perhaps. I might leave that for now. I'll leave it in for now because it's often the Hawaiian word that gets put in here. So in the crossword, bit of crosswordese there. Again, something I only know from the crossword. Fathers, sires. So when you give birth as when someone gives birth on your behalf, you're siring that child. Classic rock, still not sure. Alternative to crib. No. Natural History Museum collection. I assume they would have like skeletons and Natural History Museum, though, like art. No, not so much artifacts, I suppose. Natural history, fossils, and that sort of thing. I'll have to come back to that. Period that begins on July 23rd. July 23rd. Feels like a very arbitrary date. Is it like Q3 or something? Obviously, that doesn't fit. Period, like a financial year. And like, would it be FY something, perhaps? I'm not too sure. I don't think the financial year begins on that date. I'll come back to that. Statement that might follow a hug. Follow a hug. So you hug someone and then you say, "Oh, thanks for the hug." No, I don't know. The NASCAR lines. I believe that inspired NASCAR racing. 7, not too sure. Bandage, not too sure. Oh, it could be gauze? No, but then, no, something that ends in CZ, that's a bit too Polish, I think. We don't tend to go in that direction for obvious reasons. Drug disgust. I'm guessing LSD because 3 letters. Aldous Huxley. I feel like he had something to do with hallucinogenics. Hibernation stations, dens. That's where bears go. They go into their dens when they're hibernating. A particle accelerator byproduct, boson, perhaps? A byproduct. I mean, yeah, bosons. I wonder if they ever did find that Higgs boson. I wonder. I remember in 2008 there was all that hubbub about the Large Hadron Collider. All right, they go from season to season. Not too sure. Part of a high-tech security system. Laser something. Laser. I feel like lasers would be involved somehow in a high-tech security system. Not sure what the rest of it is, but I can come back to that. I'm feeling confident about laser. Solo sorts. I would think like stags or solo like bachelors or no, stags doesn't fit. I feel like that's a bit crossword easy, I suppose. Zest sauce. Oh, because I would think like lemon rind. So maybe it's not boson then. Lemon rind does fit. Great. Does that help me with bandage? Something beginning with D that represents a bandage. No, it doesn't come to me straight away. A statement that might follow a hug. I love you. Doesn't fit. Solo sword, still nothing. Now I'm not so sure about laser because boson did help a lot with that, but the only other thing I can think of is muons, but obviously that doesn't fit. Gosh, I really don't know my fundamental particles. Because something beginning with M is just, it feels confusing to me for some reason. Maybe I will stick to laser just in case. Maybe there's something called like a muson or something. I don't really know. I'll keep laser. Hopefully I won't regret that later. All right, let's see what's over here. Love story, author Eric. I don't know. I didn't realize that was a book. I thought it was a film. I guess it was based off a book. Ally of Athens during the Peloponnesian War. The Peloponnesian War. I think that was Athens versus Sparta. Who else was around back then? Maybe Crete? Crete fits. Maybe they helped Athens. Oh, they were called the Minoans, I think. But yeah, Crete. Why not? Athens refers to the Athenian people, I suppose. I'm overthinking this. Diagnostic tool, MRI. That fits. Let's see, 2 Humper. I don't know. Digital file. I don't know. Sam Cooke and Marvin Gaye. I'm not 100% sure who Sam Cooke is, but Marvin Gaye obviously was a R&B singer. But how would he and others of his ilk be described? I'm not too sure. I mean, could it just be singer? Maybe. Or singers. No, it says among others, which suggests to me that it would be some plural form. So I'll leave that. What comes before 1-1? NYE. Yes, New Year's Eve comes before the 1st of January. WWE star Randy Macho Man Savage. That doesn't fit. Macho Man. Oh, goodness. Are there Rebuses everywhere that I've managed to avoid so far? I hope not. Well, who knows? Depends how easy they are to figure out. It's not an option. It's not an option like a forced choice, like a no, it doesn't. Nothing comes to me. Brown versus. I mean, it could be referring to rice. So my first thought was sugar, brown sugar, white sugar, but white doesn't fit. Brown versus. I guess that's also white. Brown. I mean, it could be referring to a university, Brown University. If we want to stick to the Ivy League, we would go with Yale as an alternative to Brown. But then Burns. No. I don't think, not enough words begin with Y. Burns, because that could be, let's see, with these Saturdays, I'm never quite sure if they mean burns as in like, sears, chars, something to do with, burning with fire, or it could refer to like Ken Burns. It could refer to, I feel like there's a poet named Burns, but yeah, I'll have to leave that out. Let's see, certain drug classification, category 1, or I'm not too sure. Please avoid brutal honesty. Spare me, perhaps? Something me, I would say. Does that help me with figuring out Eric? No, I still don't know who that is. I don't know that I would be able to dig that out of my memory, even if I wanted to. Please avoid brutal honesty. So it'd be something like be kind, is something that I would say. Please avoid brutal honesty. Maybe it is spare me. Maybe it's spare me. Let's put that in for now. I'm a bit lacking in options, so I'll have to stick that in. Cries of disappointment. Could it be just ours? I mean, that's a bit weird. Cries of disappointment. Does that help though? Digital file. So this, I'm thinking, is like a nail file because of the question mark. We're not talking about actual digital files, PDFs, those sorts of things. I think we might be talking about like manicure equipment or pedicure equipment. What are they called? Like an emery board? Ah, dang, that doesn't fit. Or like a nail file, perhaps. But I don't know. Now this EC is throwing me off, and I'm wondering if I should have gone so hard on Crete and spare me. I'll leave it out for now. Like, okay, emery board. Oops. Emery board does fit, and I feel like that's what they were called. Go easy on me. No. Emery board fits, but then cries of disappointment, potentially. Aye. In which case, alright, so I'll get rid of that, and then I'll get rid of these. I hope I haven't just gone down a garden path here that will be no good in the end. It might be living on the edge. On the edge. What's something that lives on the edge? No, nothing comes to mind. Puts in a protected place. So that could be like with an endangered animal, you would put in a nature reserve or something along those lines, perhaps. Or stores in a locks away. Not sure. Let's see if I've got any more luck here. A parent whose child is taking steps to improve. Parent whose child is taking steps. So I guess walking. They're in the walking stage. The child is. I don't know how you describe the parent though. Could it be MOM? Perhaps, as in the parent being the mum. And then radio mum. No, I'm not too sure. Kept hidden as information redacted, cloaked, or withheld. No, it's not coming to me. Aramis, I mean, it must be A. Even if it's someone else, it must be A because Aramis begins with A. So here, I mean, a comment often made with an eye roll and ending in F and only 4 letters. That's tricky. It really is tricky. I'm also noticing there is no theme for this Saturday, which makes things a little bit harder, to be honest, because I can't rely on patterns here to help me out. A comment often made with an eye roll. So one of the writers for Mean Girls, I'm fairly sure the main writer of Mean Girls was Tina Fey. Unless there was someone else on that writing team with a 3-letter name, but I wouldn't know who that is. And Faye, I mean, even that feels like pretty niche knowledge. So I kind of do want to stick with Tina Fey. I do want to stick with Aramis, but then it's really throwing me off a 5 across comment often made with an eye roll because what word looks like that? I really don't know. All right, I'll have to come back to it. Derby. So that's a type of shoe, I think. Like a loafer, or wait, loafer, loafer, something. Okay. I'm not sure what would follow it, but derby, whatever the word is, that is a type of loafer, a type of shoe, sort of like an Oxford. So I might keep that. Contempt in slang. Actually, it could be shade. Let's see what happens if I put in shade. I'll get rid of loafer for now. And then thin underlayer. SL. No. Derby being then. Because it could be, I mean, there's so many possible. Because it's a horse race. It's a horse race. Okay, like the Kentucky Derby. I did get thrown off for a second there. Thankfully, I was able to figure out shade. Ship-to-ship communication. Ahoy, matey. Ahoy, matey. That's what people say to each other on ships and between ships, I suppose. Parent whose child is taking steps to improve. A dance mum. A dance mum. Okay. So, Emery. For some reason I had O there, but yes, Emery board. So that confirms Emery board, I think. MRI, I think I'm still going to keep, even though I only got that off Crete, which is clearly incorrect, because I'm fairly sure 33 across is going to end with ME. Fairly sure. Hope that doesn't bite me in the butt. All right, punk psycha. Because I mean, it has to be a P, right? PSY. Otherwise, like nothing else looks like that. I don't know what that would have to do with punk though. So if I do, slip. Okay, we're talking about female undergarments here. Slip being a thin underlayer. Tends to some pressing matters. Irons. Okay. Puts in a protected place and encircled, I would think, but no. Puts in a protected place in string. My first thought is a T. Like no, but it wouldn't be that. It could be an H. Enshrines. Yes, put something in a shrine. You are putting it in a protected place. Punk psycha. Like obviously not psychotic or. No, I'm not too sure, but I'm feeling pretty good about every other part of that word. So yeah, I've been able to make some good progress here. That's good. Kept hidden as information. You sat on it. Oh, as if it was two words. Of course it was. As if. Yes, you definitely say that with an eye roll. Product for winter sidewalk safety. Ice melt, I suppose. Things that melt ice. That would certainly help keep your winter sidewalk safe. Run slowly. Slogs? No. Nothing comes to me immediately. Let's see. 31 across showing tough love. I still don't really. Yeah, still not sure. Also, this ally of Athens, I've never heard. I've possibly never heard of this. AR something. No, it doesn't come to me. Oh, a simple. How did I miss this one? Simplest possible phone plan. Prepaid, I would think. Let's try because Den's, I don't know, I'm still feeling pretty good about it. Because this can't be D, right? If this is LSD. I guess I don't really have confirmation that it is LSD. I just assumed. Because it could be like DMT. About that. Well, then that would be TD, and that doesn't make any sense. Okay, maybe it's not prepaid, but it could be pre something. I feel. Maybe it's just a phrase that I'm not familiar with. Perhaps. Byproduct. So it is singular form here. If it was byproduct, then I might. If it was byproducts, then I might consider muons. But no, it'll be singular, whatever it happens to be. Solo sorts, loners, of course. period that begins on July. Lent? No, Lent is well before that in the year. Also doesn't fit. So it's not. I'm trying to think of what are some 3-letter religious things, right? So Tet is not even that time of year and doesn't fit because of loners. Lent doesn't fit and is at a different time of year. Ramadan changes every year, so it wouldn't be fixed on July 23rd. Is it an acronym? Usually they would indicate if it was an acronym, but I guess it is Saturday, so they might not be so kind. I'll have to leave that for now. Enterprise. So the Starship Enterprise, I assume, is what they're referring to, in which case they are spacefaring, they're exploring. What is the Enterprise of the Enterprise? What are they doing? What are they out there doing? To find new planets, to find new species, to go where no man has gone before. No, nothing comes to mind. A kind of contest with multiple chances to participate. Multiple chances to participate. Something obviously not knockout. A knockout tournament would. Am I being too literal here? Because when I think of kind of contest, I think of like a sporting contest. I think of like a round robin, a league structure, or a knockout tournament, something along those lines. But it could be talking about something else entirely. Multiple chances to participate. Oh, hang on. Ra's tears, they arose. I think it's asps. Asps are often appearing in the crossword, and they are Egyptian. And I guess it kind of makes sense that they would come from Ra's tears. Why not? So I'll keep that. Okay, that helps potentially. Does that help with 23 down? A kind of contest. No, it doesn't, unfortunately. Let's see. Components of some brick buildings. Limestone? No. Components. Brick buildings are obviously made of, well, brick and then mortar. Components of those buildings, like, I mean, lumber explicitly not, I suppose. It doesn't fit. Now I'll have to come back to that. Alternative to a crib, something paper, it looks like. The P and the R tells me it's something to do with paper. Not sure what that would have to do with crib. Because crib, there's a few meanings. Crib could mean a home, like come to my crib, that's where I live. Or it could mean a bit where you put a baby. A baby sleeps in a crib. It could mean cribbing notes from someone, as in you're stealing someone's notes. But maybe there's another reason that I'm missing. So Ata, I'm feeling pretty good about. Ash, I'm feeling pretty good about. Abuja, I guess maybe I'm not feeling so good about. So maybe I'll get rid of that. It is I'm fairly certain it's a capital in Africa, but there may well be more that I've missed. So if I get rid of that, then alternative to crib, something paper. Note paper, potentially. I mean, no, I don't really like that. No, that feels wrong. Just doesn't feel right. I'm getting bad vibes. Maybe lax is something I can think about a bit more. Lax is missing. I don't have something. I haven't. No. There's an Ian. There's an Ian. Haven't. I was trying to be a bit sneaky and hope that the English language would bend to my will, but no such luck. Is on the bottom. Is on the bottom. Oh my gosh. Sits. When I'm sitting, I'm on my bottom, I suppose. Ends in S, 25 across, because we're talking about components, plural. Sure. I guess I might keep that then. 35 across wise. Knowledgeable sage. Like. Maybe I'll get rid of paper. Maybe paper is. Maybe that was a bit much to infer. Wise. No, I'm not too sure. Kind of contest. Made multiple chances to participate. Arm wrestle, or maybe it could be something along those lines, like an arm wrestle or a blinking contest, or something like a thumb war, something silly potentially, rather than like a serious sporting thing. I'll keep thinking about that. I'll keep stewing. Enterprise. So NASCAR lines I'm fairly certain of. Loners makes sense. It just makes so much sense. They go from season to season. Star something. Could pre-rate? Pro-rate? No, but then lemon wouldn't make sense. Ah, dear. Deary me. Oh, this could also be an S, by the way. NASCAR. I'm actually not sure if it's a Z or an S. I feel like Z because if it's the S, then it looks too much like NASCAR, and I feel like I would notice if that was the case. So I'll leave that. Bandage, I feel, shouldn't be this difficult. How many different types of bandages are there? Bandage. Gosh, nothing is coming to me. Goodness me. Saturdays are tricky. Saturdays are tricky at the best of times, and this is particularly exceptionally hard. Part of a high-tech security system. Laser wire? That's not even a thing, is it? Like I'm sure it's going to be something obvious that I've just missed. I'm going to get rid of pre. I think I might just get rid of all of them. I think it's right. I think it's something right. I don't know if it's pre-right, but I don't know. Something's not adding up there. Enterprise. Oh, hang on. Where did that A come from? Oh, because I thought it might be star from season to season. Okay, so if something goes from season to season. The stars travel, but really in the night sky. Also, it would be O, to be honest. Whatever it is, I mean, electron, muon, boson, these all end in ON. So I might stick with the ON, and then it could be muson or like moson, mason, mison. I don't know. But I think it's STOR rather than STAR. So store. They go from season to season. Store, perhaps. Store. Season to season. Store stock or no? Because are we talking about clothes, perhaps? No. I mean, potentially. I don't. Yeah. I don't feel like I'm any closer to that. All right. Maybe there's something that will open up in this part of the world. Two-humper dromedary. Dromedary doesn't fit. No. Two-humper, I would think of camel, right? Or a type of camel, which I would have thought was dromedary, but that doesn't fit. I just need to double, triple check that. No. Because that word popped into my head and I thought, oh god, I have to use it. But no such luck. It's not an option. It's compulsory. Ah, goodness me. Now down here, I really have very little. Lift your voice and sing. Lift thy voice. Lift up thy voice, perhaps? Lift up thy voice and sing. Potentially, that fits. Kind of makes sense. I might leave that. Okay, locale for many community courts. Community courts, are we talking about basketball courts? Are we talking about tennis courts? Or are we talking about justice system courts? In which case, in any of those, I mean, it doesn't really help. Because what? Local parks or locale for many community courts. Lots. Empty lots. Could it be empty lots? Potentially. It fits. I might keep it. I might keep it. I hope I don't regret that. I'll keep it. Short. S something E would be like an issue? No, that doesn't really make sense. Could it be something ending in SHE potentially? No, HH wouldn't add up. This could be S though. Sam Cooke and Marvin Gaye, among others. So they are collectively something plural. So could be S. Short passe. Ugh, I'm really getting done here. Burns, not too sure. Brown alternative. No, I'm not sure. Oh goodness, what's happening here? It's not an option. Tide? Could this be an E? Bide? Died? What does that mean? It's not an option though. Ride, wide, tide. Lied, night, bide, pied. I'm really running out of ideas here. This is it's quite tricky. Saturdays always are. If anyone happens to be watching along, I'm sure you're very frustrated with how long I'm taking to do this. I'm frustrated too because this sucks. Certain drug classification. I mean, what? Cap? I don't, like what? Classification of drug. In brief suggests that it would be an acronym, I think. It's like something that fits would be PCP, which I don't really know. Is that a classification? I think that's just a type of drug. So I don't know if that would work. There are things like analgesics, there's steroids. No, I got nothing. One who's slow to pick things up. Like a fool, a dimwit. Could it just be fool? And then this would be over the counter. Could it be over the counter, OTC? And then maybe I'll keep lots. I might get rid of this S though. That could be something. Please avoid brutal honesty. Oh goodness. Something to me. So is punk psych art? Is that a thing? I've never heard that phrase before. It did pop into my head earlier, and I just discarded it because I thought that was ridiculous. But then to me, like, be kind to me, be nice to me, go easy on me, things along those lines, like, kind of does make sense then. And everything else adds up, except for this, like, RB thing. They might be living on the edge. Because what would that be? Yeah. Full, I'm less convinced of, to be honest. But then, does OTC still work if I get rid of Fool? And maybe it was empty lots all along. Oh gosh. No. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. Showing tough love. Showing tough love. See, it's difficult to differentiate showing tough love versus just showing toughness, right? Like, how does tough love manifest itself? As yelling, of like striving, perhaps, of like demanding more of someone? No, it's just not coming to me. And then components of some brick buildings, like they have bricks in them. That's a component. They have mortar. That's a component. Ah, jeez. Showing tough love. Well, before I had this, something that potentially ends in GH, because the square brackets make me think it's like a sound that someone makes to indicate this makes me mad. So does that help? Stage showing tough love. I don't think that does help actually. And now I'm starting to wonder about ice melt. Could it be something else? I just assumed that that's what it might be called, but I guess it could be called like ice meal or something else ridiculous. But I just don't know. Enshrines, yes. Yes, at least I'm happy about that. Which means that 22 down will begin with an S and run slowly. Stalls or slouches. No, nothing is coming. Nothing is coming. And this ally of Athens, like, who? Who else was around during the Peloponnesian War? Like Carthage didn't exist, Rome didn't exist back then. Like Persia obviously doesn't fit, and why would they ally with Athens? Yeah, just like who else was around back then? The Armenians, something. Does that help? Now, because 31 down is a last name, it's exceptionally difficult for me to just infer what it could be, because I assume Eric is the first name. I mean, it might not be, but it'd be a safe bet, I think. Oh my gosh. Sam Cooke and Marvin Gaye were both singers, they were both soul artists, they were both, like, I guess maybe they did funk, they did R&B and soul, and that doesn't fit. It just doesn't fit. And now I'm starting to wonder about lots as well. Like, is that just wrong? And then WWE star Randy. There was someone called Randy Macho Man, right? Macho Man Savage. But that doesn't fit. It just doesn't, yeah, it doesn't add up. Is Up Thy Voice wrong? Is NYE wrong? I just, it's really starting to bug me just how little progress I'm able to make. They go from season to season. Story something perhaps. Story something. Story something. Storylines. And then is NASCAR wrong? Am I thinking of something else then? I need a breakthrough. I need some sort of breakthrough. It's been too long since I figured anything out. A kind of contest with multiple chances. Okay, this could be an E. Enery. Does that help here? Periods begins on July 23rd. Leg. Does my leg begin on July 23rd? Or maybe it's not an E. I mean, it could be NERY being the end of this kind of contest. Asps, that's really all that it could be, I think. In which case, a kind of contest. What is the type of contest? Like this beauty contest. It's like archery contest. There's all sorts of contests. Multiple chances to participate. Goodness me. And then enterprise. Like maybe it's not something great, by the way. could be something else entirely. Maybe I just need to get rid of the ones that I'm not 100% sure of. I mean, if it's a particle accelerated thing that's going to end in ON, I'm fairly certain. All right, part of a high-tech security system, laser gate, laser, what's it called? Like laser tripwire type of thing, laser detector, laser sensors, Laser is really the word that's just screaming at me. But it could be leading me astray. Lasers could be leading me astray. Simplest possible phone plan. Prepaid. But then LSD would be wrong if it was prepaid. And then what could hibernation stations be? If this were a D instead, and let's say I didn't have N and D here. If this was a D, hibernation station. No, it's DENS. I mean, it must be DENS. Especially because whatever this particle accelerator byproduct is, it's going to end in ON. So, yes, it will have to be DENS. Simplest possible free rate, or maybe it is rate. Maybe I'll keep rate. Maybe it is laser. Maybe I'll keep laser. Muson. I mean, muons exist, so maybe musons exist. In which case, enterprise, running. Run tests, run space, run around in space, explore in space. Are we talking about a different enterprise? Am I assuming that we're talking about a spacecraft when we're actually talking about something else? Are we talking about just an enterprise, like a business enterprise, in which case they run something? Maybe. As their source being a lemon rind makes too much sense for it to be wrong. And a statement that might follow a hug. I mean, I farted. I am glad I hugged you. Statement that might follow a hug. I'm here. I'm off. I'm off? I'm off? 7? No. Like you're hugging goodbye? Maybe the M is right. Maybe the M is right. 7 C's? Oh, how did I miss that one? Oh, well, it doesn't really help much. It just confirms that these end in S. I'm 1. Maybe it's not M. I do. I love. We all love, don't we? Statement that might follow a hug. When I've hugged someone, what do I say? I say, I enjoyed that hug very much. Thank you. Now, that sentence doesn't fit, so I'm at a loss. Statement that might follow a hug. Good. Lord, I might go from season to season. Story. Something. This is really doing my head in. Enterprise, rune. Is the R throwing me off here, perhaps? Because they. Frick. This is potentially the longest Saturday I've ever done, which I'm not feeling too great about, especially because I intend on uploading this for other people to look at. Though I suppose really I'm just doing this for myself. Please avoid brutal honesty. Go easy on me. To me, Emery board, psych. Maybe it's not psych art. Punk, psych. I mean, what is it not? Oh, is it psycho? Psycho? I guess oi, like oy vey. Maybe it was oi instead of I. In which case, punk psychos, psychonic, psycho. What? Punk. Psych out. Oh, psych out. You punk someone. Okay, so to me was correct. Yeah, you've been punked. You psych someone out. You punk them. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Does that help me now with 28 across? It might be living on the edge. Tub, some sort of tub, perhaps. I don't know why a tub would be living on the edge. Very few things end in B. Fewer things end in UB. Pub. Grub. Because could it be... No. OUB I don't think is a construction. That makes sense. IUB makes even less sense. EUB also doesn't quite work. AUB... No. So it must be a consonant here. It might be living on the edge. No, it doesn't help. What an insensitive joke might do. I mean, it would offend. It would make someone feel bad. It could cause a scene. It could upset someone, cause upset. Because OTC I'm also now quite unsure of. Up thy surely. NYE surely. Short, I don't know. Burns, for example. For example, burns. Like, could be facial hair. Like, you got sideburns, but obviously facial hair doesn't fit. Burns. No. I was trying to think if Yale would work again, and then I was like, could it be YOU something? But what would that mean? What could that mean? Because what are some of the things that are alternatives to brown, right? Brown bread? You call it that. You call it wholemeal. Brown rice, white rice. Brown sugar, white sugar. That doesn't help. We're talking about refined things. But then brown being a college, I mean, UPenn or no. I feel like Yale's the only four-letter one that I can think of. Assuming we're going down the Ivy League route, like Dartmouth or Harvard, Yale, Dartmouth. Who else? Like Columbia. None of these fit. Yale is the only one that would fit, but then why something, U something? I can't imagine what that could be. Randy, good old Randy something. Randy Aaron. Why not? Let's see. Burns. No, that doesn't help. Lift up thy voice and sing. Now I'm questioning everything. I'm questioning everything. Questioning life. Questioning the universe. I'm questioning crosswords. I'm questioning whether I'm capable of doing this. Because this is not going well. It's not going well at all. Someone show me some tough love. Maybe that'll help me through. Components of some brick buildings. Slabs? Like, how would you use slabs for? I mean, you're using brick. So what do you need the slabs for? Alternative to crib. I mean, paper is screaming at me. Type in paper, please. But why? What does that have to do with a crib? Newspaper? Alternative to crib, newspaper? Would you use newspaper instead of a crib? Does that even make sense? That doesn't even make sense. No, that doesn't make any sense at all. And then lax. Hasn't. Oh god, I tried haven't and that didn't work. Maybe it was hasn't all along. Oh, that's annoying. Maybe it was hasn't all along. Okay, rubs the wrong way. like creases, perhaps? Are we talking about maybe you could rub a piece of fabric the wrong way? No. Well, what if I put a Abuja back in? Let's see if that opens up anything. Oh, that makes it worse, I think. Classic rock. Stone. Something stone. Okay. Something stone. Cool. Cool. Components of some brick. So what type of stone? I'll get rid of Abuja again. A classic rock. Classic meaning what? Because we're clearly not talking about classic rock, the music genre, given there are stones involved, and we're not talking about the Rolling Stones because that doesn't fit. So we're talking about an actual rock, like a headstone, like a keystone, perhaps. Classic, though. Classic. Classic, like marble or limestone. In which case, this would be an M. But then that doesn't add up. MT. So I'm fairly comfortable with the N remaining there. Rhinestone or jade stone. No. Nope. Alternative to crib. Mess paper. Like, I don't know what that would even mean. Rubs the wrong way. Commits a library taboo. Commits a library taboo. Commit a. Sorry. Commits. I almost threw myself off there. Commit a library tattoo. Speak. Stand. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I can't believe how long this is taking. This is a very tricky Saturday. All right, ice melt. I'm putting in lime. Ice melt. So when you're building a brick building, you're putting in bricks. You're putting in floorboards, I assume. Are you putting in slats? Well, then this would be SL. That's not going to be what it is. Boats. Boats? Why would you put boats in a building? Could it be rubs the wrong way? No, I don't think so. Stats. Rubs the wrong way. Aces. Rubs the wrong way. It could be S potentially. I don't know what it could be then. Sats. Also, rubs the wrong way. I would think it'd be like SES potentially. But stone, yeah, okay. Stone is right because we're talking about classic rock. What are the types of stone out there? Pine stone, like limestone keeps popping in my head, but I know it can't be that because, yeah, it just can't. I don't think. And then backbiter, I never really had a sense of what that could be. Backbiter, something that bites your back, like a flea. Could it be a flea? Fleas bite your back, right? Well, no. Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it. I am getting absolutely wrecked. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make any more progress. I'm just so at a loss. I'm looking through the whole thing and I just can't. So empty lots, potentially. I mean, it's kind of makes sense because it's community courts, so potentially not official. Just go into an empty lot, you start playing ball, right? It's not an option. Look, is Emery board right? Maybe this is where I've gone wrong. Emery, I assume that's what they were called. Maybe But the EUB, I can't even imagine what that could be. Emery something else. Maybe the board is what's messing me up. Maybe it was Crete all along. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Ugh, I don't want to imagine. I want to know. Emery rocks? Is that a thing? I don't know. It doesn't seem like a thing. Doesn't seem like a thing. Is not an option. For some reason, BYOB keeps popping in my head, but I don't think that's what it is. Because I mean, that's an option. That would be an option. Bring your own beer. Digital file, Emery, I mean, rock. It's kind of yelling at me. No, I'll leave it out. It's not an option. Pie. No. Tie. Not an option. It's not an option. Brown. Hell. Ah, goodness gracious. Randy Brown? Just Randy Brown? Is that a thing? No, Brown is already a clue. Wouldn't be Brown. It's already a clue with that word in it, so it's not going to be an answer. You can't do that. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Short could be ending in I, E, in which case. No. I had a thought that maybe they were both Baha'i. But no, that wouldn't add up. It wouldn't add up. It would be very bizarre if they happened to be that way inclined. What an insensitive joke might do. Rile someone up. Burns. Burns is still not coming to me. Burns. Talking about the Simpsons character, maybe? Mr. Burns. He's an old man. He's runs a nuclear power plant. Burns. Could be the poet. In which case, I don't know what his first name is. I'm pretty sure there's a poet called Burns. I don't know what his name is. Two humper. There's two humps. Something that has two humps. And it's not a camel, because camel doesn't fit. It's not a dromedary, because that doesn't fit either. One of them has two humps. I can never remember which. Llama doesn't fit. Alpaca doesn't fit. Those are camelids. They don't have two humps, but they're camelids. Two humps. Two humps. I am having a bad time here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm having a very bad time. I can't seem to make any inroads. Components of some brick buildings. Components of some brick buildings. Moats? What a... Oh, come on. Alright, what if it's... what if this ends in an E, right? Oh, wait. Maybe it is crease. Maybe it was crease all along. In which case... What does that mean? If it's crease... Oh no, rub's the wrong way. It wouldn't be. Although, Accra is the name. I'm pretty sure that's the name of a place in Africa. Is it Rhinestone? No, Rhinestone still doesn't fit. Is it possible that it's not asps? It's possible that it's not asps, and I was so convinced. But rub's the wrong way. It would be something more like creases, which doesn't fit. So I think it's something that ends in S. Rub's the wrong way. Right? Maybe. and then hasn't. Lacks, hasn't. And then, and now I'm kind of back where I started, I think. Alternative to crib, cash paper? What would that even mean? I feel like it has to be an A. Cast paper? Is that a thing? Is that a thing? I don't know. Commit a library. Shout? Shout? Chafes? 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 Okay. Okay. Runestone. Flee. Wait, what? That's what I had before. Lax. Shout. Okay, Akra. Shout. Being commit a library taboo. You definitely don't shout in the library. Lax. Man, hasn't or hadn't. But then. Okay, the P has to go. The A has to go. The C's. Cause. Okay. I feel like progress is somehow slowly being made, but in a way that I'm not 100% sure about. Because what? Kosla. Alternative crib. Chafes, I feel pretty good about. I had flee, and I got rid of it. That was such a bad idea. Runestone, of course. Now that I've typed it out, I'm like, obviously it's runestone. Great. And then C's. Okay, they arose from Ra's tears. That makes sense. That actually makes more sense than asps. I mean, I don't know what these mythologies are all about. All types of crazy, wacky stuff happens. So forgive me for that. So rubs the wrong way, chafes. Okay. Something is wrong in here, I think. I don't know what it is yet. Because Runestone, I'm happy with. Arta, I'm happy with. Ash and Chafes, I'm happy with. So it has to be hasn't. I'm fairly certain. So it has to be Coast. Oh, Coast. Coast Sleeper. But wait, but then it's not. See, Coast Sleeper. Could it be Coast Sleeper? Is this something, parents? Do you know anything about this? Yeah, I guess you put the baby in the crib or you sleep within the bed with the baby, and maybe there's a device called a co-sleeper that allows you to do that. Maybe. And then bees? And then bees come from Ra's tears? I mean, C's made a lot more sense, but it didn't fit. It didn't quite fit with whatever's happening here with this co-sleeper, which I've managed to convince myself is a real thing, for better or worse. Maybe bees, because what else could it be? Like nothing. D's, fees, fees. Oh, we're going to charge you a fee for your bank account because of Ra's tears. Come on, what are you talking about? All right, bees. Maybe I'll just leave it. I'll just leave it because it's just annoying. Components of some brick buildings. Lego sets. Oh, Lego sets. Bricks. Those type of bricks. I'm like, yeah, the brick building's made out of bricks. Right. What type of bricks? Okay, that makes me mad. Grr. I'm growling at you because that makes me mad. Showing tough love, say. Stern. Stern. Okay, it's a manner of being, not a thing. No, I thought it was I thought it was like an activity that you do, like you yell or you stomp or whatever. No, it's a manner of being. You are stern. You are showing tough love. Okay. Now the problem with that is what's happening here? Okay, so then I don't think it is Crete. I'm getting rid of Crete because just to confirm, nothing would make sense here. There's no word that I'm aware of in the English language that looks like this. S-E-E something E. So I don't think it's Crete. Yeah. Yeah. I might get rid of the O just in case that's throwing me off. So run slowly, seeps. Seeps. So we're not talking about a human running, we're talking about some liquid running. And running slowly would be something seeping. All right. Wise. See, present fits, but present. How's present wise? Is it wise to be present? Maybe. Maybe. I just don't know what else it could be. I'm so close to getting this. I think I might get rid of present for now. But I am still quite close to getting this. What if it is B? Bones. Bones honorary. Bone. Honorary. Bones cinery? Bones honorary? What? Oh, God. Have I gone too far? Yeah, I've gone too far. I think I added a bunch of letters that maybe I should not have. And then what is this? Kind of contest. I'm not aware of contests that involve bones. That might just be the sorts of crowds that I hang out in. Don't often play with bones, but I don't know that others don't. Bones, nor. Right, maybe there's something here I can get. 35 across wise. Prudent, yes. Bonus. Kind of contest with multiple chances to participate. Bonus. See, I would think bonus round, but that breaks a lot of things. That does break a lot of things that I would rather not break. Most of this, including lemon rind, which I really don't want to lose because what else could it be? Lime rind wouldn't fit. Lemon rind is just so perfect. So I don't think it's bonus round. Bonus entry. Bonus entry? Bonus entry? If I keep saying bonus entry, then I'll end up being right. So that fits with story. Okay. All right. Dinosaurs. Okay. 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 Laser? I really want it to be laser. It can't not be laser. Enterprise. Oh my god, Enterprise. Rent a car. Oh my god, I forgot. I didn't even make that connection. There is a car hire company called Enterprise, like Hertz or whatever. Oh dear. Okay, I care being something that you say after a hug, I guess. Story arcs. Story arcs go from season to season. Okay. Dress. Ah, yes, you dress something. You dress a wound, you bandage the wound. Okay. Laser maze? I mean, that would be pretty high tech. Goodness me. Yeah, dioramas. Okay, dioramas would be in the Natural History Museum. Oh, we're talking about astrology. Leo begins in July 23rd, apparently. Oh, wow. I feel like I need to take a little pause, take a little breath, because unlocking this section was something else entirely. That was, whew. Can you believe bees come from Ra's tears? Like, what is that about, mate? Asps doesn't sound as crazy as bees. I just got to put that out there. Asps was a better guess than bees. Ah, who's meant to know? Anyway, all right, I got to move on. 39 down. Simplest possible phone plan. Goodness. Like, pre-rate. Ah, like, because I would think it would be pro rate, like pro rata, but then that would break lemon rind, and that would break dens. So it's not that. And I'm no closer to figuring out who Eric is. Eric, what, Siegel? Is that a name? That could be a name. In which case, the ally of Athens is Arius? Arius? Age rate? At rate? Age rate? Aid rate? Ace rate? Or age rate? No, okay, I'm going too far. Going too far with very little confidence. I'll have to come back to that. See, this is going to mess me up because 31 down, 38 across are the type of things that the spelling, like I wouldn't be able to infer from the structures of the English language what could go there because one of them is ancient Greek and one of them is presumably some sort of European language that's not English because Eric, like it could be French. Um, yeah, like, yeah, any number of things that are not English, which is annoying. Okay, am I any closer here? MT. So, hum to me like time? Something time? Please avoid brutal honesty. No. If I put emery board again, does that make it easier? Does that help? No, it makes me just as confused as I was before. Because of this B right here, for something that might be living on the edge, I just can't even. Like a shrub? Shrub? Shrubs might be living on the edge. Maybe? Hurt something? So then an insensitive joke might hurt feelings, hurt someone. Uh, And then drug classification, that doesn't get me any closer. Oh wait, so if that's shrub, then empty lots is wrong. So I'll get rid of empty. The remainder of that. Come to me. Cut to me. No. One who sort of picks things up. A slouch, perhaps, or like a slob. A slob. Okay, so well, this if it's slob, which feels better than what I had before, because that could fit with OTC. Oh, hit a nerve. Because whoopsie doodle, shrub. Okay, maybe shrub is. I mean, that's a terrible way of cluing shrub. By the way, and then this could be rec center. Oh wait, I would spell it the American way. Rec center. Back something. I'll come back to that. Because for now it's not an option, it's a need. It's not a want, it's a need. Okay, rec center, hit a nerve, slob. Lie to me! Wow, okay. Avoid brutal honesty, go the exact opposite direction and just make shit up. Okay, sure, if that's what people want. Okay. Brown alternative. Tent? No. Rent? Dent. For some reason I'm putting a T there in my mind, even though it might not be. I don't know what else it could be though. In? Brown or green or no. Two humper. Back. Oh wait, I'm gonna get rid of these. Back ring? That's not a thing, is it? No. I might come back to that. Let's see. Sam Cooke and Marvin Gaye. K. So the K could help me out somehow. Not sure exactly how. I'll come back to that. I need to have a look at these ones. Randy Orton? I don't know. Lift ovary? Lift something my? Lift. Oh, God. Lift a very voice. Oh, lift every voice and sing. Okay, lift every voice and sing. Okay, short terse. All right. Burns poet. Okay. Ah! Oh, God, I hate that. I hate that I had it and I didn't just type it in. I was so caught up in mistakes. Brown. Okay, I was in the right. It was pen. It was pen. I for some reason. All right. I'm annoyed at myself right now. I'm so annoyed at myself. Oh my God, because I had them and I didn't connect the dots. I didn't connect the dots. I kept saying Burns. He's a poet. He's a poet. Yeah, I don't know, but like, what's his first name? And Brown, I'm like, oh, Yale. Oh, maybe it's not Ivy League. It was Ivy League. It was just the other one that's 4 letters. Okay, two humper. So hang on. Sam Cooke and Marvin Gaye. What's going on here? E-N. Okay, I'm not sure about the A there. E-N-R-S. So lift every voice and sing. Sure, that adds up. Short, terse, that adds up. Pen, need. Okay, tenors. They're both tenors. Okay. Two humper back. Oh my God. BACTR. Back. What words look like that? I'm not aware of any. It must be slop, right? He's slow to pick things up. He's not picking it up. What a slop. Two humper back to. Huh. Back tree. Oh, back tree. Yeah. Oh my God. I think it is seagull. Argos. One rate. Bactrian. Oh my God. I can't believe this. Huh? Bactrian. And you know what I had written? I had written Seigl. Somehow my brain did know that it was seagull, but did not allow me to type it correctly. I can't believe that. It was Argos. Okay. Now that I've typed it out and I can see it, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Bactrian, I was like dromedary, camel, camelet. Yeah, no, there's a level above that. Bactrian. All right. Emery board, shrub. Now this one right here, 28 across, is just the worst way of cluing that answer that I can think of. It might be living on the edge. Shrubs live anywhere, mate. Like, there's nothing particular about edges that attract shrubs. Off many edges, like you go to the Grand Canyon, sure there's some shrubs there, but like, not. I just that one broke me. This was tough. Honestly, about half an hour ago, I thought I would never finish this. Whew, but I did. Let that be a lesson to you. All right, that is Saturday, September 27th, 2025.